to kill the music and try to start again, which I like the song. That would be okay. But I want to get on the air and at unusual time. I did not get up. I had to leave really early this morning for a work event. So it was I was in the studio and I was like, I was squeezed for time already. I thought I'll just go do what I got to do and come back and we'll make the morning show still in the morning, but expanded, but just at a different time. So the Patriot Morning Show, mid morning. It's still morning, but it's mid morning. And before you get into your afternoon and activities, whatever it may be, I took a couple of days of vacation, but I did have to go in and do one thing I wanted to get done. And then now I'm here. And so glad to be here. Dave in the AM, aka the Cornbread Man, Southern Fried Podcast, and your Cornbread Nation coming to you from Studio A beside the Southern Fried River, which gently flows throughout the state of Georgia all the way to extreme southwest Georgia, emptying into the state of Florida and parts unknown. Rob is my co-host. He is not with me today. We do 7 shows together, and he is out moving around today. I think he said he had to move around. Um, but again, it's a busy morning. Had to get going. Got up a little later than I wanted to, but I did get things accomplished. Did get off, and I don't have the coffee on right now, but I do have the sweet tea. I don't do a lot of sweet tea anymore just because of the sugar intake. But doggone it, if I don't have some sweet tea right now from Jack's, and it's actually pretty good for a chain's sweet tea. It's pretty good. A lot going on in the news as always. I want to touch on a couple subjects. If you have something you want to talk about, let's do it. No, nothing's out of bounds. We'll talk about anything as long as we don't make it personal. Some people don't agree. That's okay. That's what it's all about. That's the greatness of America, is that we can talk about things, and it gives you an opportunity to express your feelings about something. We're always about that here at the Southern Fried, and we appreciate you for coming in wherever you are. If you do not have a Rumble channel, please get one. Please get a Rumble channel. It is, and very, very soon you're going to want to get a Pickaxe app. The app is not out yet. You're going to want to get a Pickaxe app, and we've been pushing that out. They're trying to build a base already. We're already a part of Pickaxe, and we're actually already a creator, approved creator with Pickaxe. It's not out yet, but it's going to marry up really well with Rumble. And for the great things that Rumble is, we want to be able to blog and things, and Pickaxe will allow that. There's a lot of different things they offer, and they will, when you post here, it will go there. This is going to be a really nice addition. I like the name, but get you a Rumble and a Pickaxe for sure. We appreciate you from wherever you're coming from. Hello, Terrace, my friend. Oh, you're in Chat Town today. Awesome. Awesome. It's not often that you are back in town. We appreciate the check-in, man. How you doing? I hope you're ready. Sorry, some of my mouth. Hope you're ready for it is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful town, and glad you're here. Good to hear from you, man. So you staying overnight here, or you just traveling through? And what's the plan, man? If you're gonna be around later, I might see you. Just might. But world traveler there, making those deliveries. 18-wheeler down the road, baby, or well, box truck. I think he's more box truck, but still, goods and services are rolling down the road because of our truck drivers, and we're thankful for that and the work they do to get us those things that we need. We absolutely appreciate that. And God bless you, my friend. Be safe out there. These interstates, oh my gosh, they're so crazy nowadays. People drive faster. Um, okay, you're going into Georgia, 2 or 3 hours more. Got you, man. Be safe on that journey. Watch those Georgia drivers too. I we got to watch that Chattanooga 24-75 split. The danger zone. That's the danger zone. But you get on down, when you get on down in Atlanta, oh my gosh, if you have to go on Death Trap 285, you got to pray hard. That's 6 to 8 lanes of pure chaos. They are absolutely crazy. That interstate will beat you to death, or that bypass, it'll beat you to death, and it's crazy. They're doing construction. I went south here about a month or a little over a month ago, and the whole stretch I was on, except for one part, was construction. So loss of lane, no shoulder, having to shift lanes. And that is not an interstate you want to do that on. Good grief. But I needed to get over that way as I was going towards Columbus, the home of Fort Benning. Still Fort Benning, baby. Nothing wrong with Fort Moore, but it's Fort Benning. They never took the sign down in the highway, Fort Benning Way or whatever. They never took that down. I don't think that was owned by the base, so the city's like, nah, we're just going to keep it. And it came back around. They didn't have to change their sign. I bet they were going, we knew that was a good idea not to change that street sign. We knew something would happen. The president comes in and does that, yes. What about news this morning? Boy, there's going to be some people pitching a fit over this. There's going to be a lot more people happy. The United States Air Force granting military funeral honors to Ashley Babbitt. God bless her memory. God bless her memory. That's very moving. It's so nice to see that. As she's went through stuff, we know what happened that day should not have happened to her. And she was just targeted and taken out. And so she gets full military honors. And this was according to the Air Force. Judicial Watch, this is according to Newsmax, had petitioned Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth in July to grant the honor, released a letter from Air Force Undersecretary Matthew Lomer dated August 15th, so just about 13 days ago, reversing the Biden administration's denial of a military funeral. I understand the family's initial request was denied by the Air Force leadership in a letter dated February 9th, 2021. Lomer wrote in the letter, however, after reviewing the circumstances of Ashley's death and considering the information that has come forward since then, I am persuaded that the previous determination was incorrect. Babbitt, who was 35 years old, we know was fatally shot while trying to climb through a broken window. And actually, she was actually trying to stop some people from acting up at the moment of that. They didn't really word that correctly. But anyway, her death became a rallying cry for Trump supporters and was often mentioned by President Donald Trump during the 2024 campaign. In a letter to her husband, Aaron Babbitt, in February 2021, Air Force Lieutenant General Brian Kelly denied full military funeral honors, citing Ashley Babbitt had, quote, illegally entered the Capitol, he wrote. As a result, I have determined that military honors would bring discredit upon the Air Force. Oh, y'all brought enough discredit upon the Air Force for things that's been going on the leadership of the Air Force and every other service. Y'all brought your own discredit. Don't be trying to get on a moral high ground, Mr. Kelly. Excuse me, Lieutenant General Kelly. As a military funeral consists of an honor guard of at least 2 members of the armed forces, including a member from Ashley Babbitt's branch, the Air Force. The honor detail will at minimum perform a ceremony that includes the playing of taps. Very moving. If you've ever been to a military funeral, very moving. I love it when they come over, like you can't see them coming, and you hear the bagpipes. Oh my gosh, that's so moving. And I've talked to those guys offline, many of them that do this. There's not enough of them to go around, actually. Some people have to pop the music in, which is really sad because of the death of, boomers and stuff. There's so many dying. There's not enough honor guards to get it done. But the playing of taps, the folding and presentation of the American flag to the next of kin, also very moving. Many will get that, the box to put those in. Taps will be played by a bugler if available, and I know people have done this many times, or by a ceremonial bugle, according to Veterans Affairs. Excuse me. Ashley Babbitt's family is grateful, undoubtedly, to President Trump, Secretary Hegseth, and Undersecretary Lomer for reversing the Biden Defense Department's cruel decision to deny Ashley funeral honors as a distinguished veteran of the Air Force. Judicial Watch President Tom Fenton said in a statement. Newsmax has reached out to the Pentagon for comment. Of course, got nothing about this yet. But very nice that they made sure that she gets this honor. And we one of the things that we do when someone's dead, uh, that's a sacred thing, family burying or however they do the ceremony. Excuse me. Um, we even have in our national cemeteries German soldiers. You know, to go by that standard, you would say, well, it's a desecration of the national cemetery that these German prisoners of war are buried there. But we just, try to do the right thing and give them a burial of honor. They were soldiers, even if we were at odds. And I think they don't. You don't have to tie the two together. No matter what the other side would say about that day, and you'll never convince them otherwise. I mean, you'll never convince them. They're always going to label everybody else evil, rebels, treasonous, whatever they say. She's dead, dude. She's dead. She served. Give her rightful uh, burial with honors as a person who served with honor and dignity, loved her country. That's enough. You know what? Just do it. Just do it. Give the family closure that way, and give them the flag, and shut your pie hole and move on. Thankful to these that have done that. But this whole idea that she brought dishonor. No, there's a lot of things that happen in our military that has brought a heck of a lot of dishonor to it, and the previous administration owned that with a badge of honor. They loved it. They bragged about it, what they were doing to the military, and they were actually killing our numbers. Numbers are up now. More and more are joining. There's pride brought back, there's masculinity, toughness. Just this loony being that they were going through. So very big news. Very big news. I'm glad of that. That'd be very emotional, um, obviously for the family. But I'm gonna tell you what, that would be an emotional thing for much of the nation. And I don't know what their plans are, but I would hope that in some way uh, it could serve as even a healing in our nation, at least from conservatives who have been so upset about this and still no justice for it. Still people walking free who did this and shot her, as they did. But at least get this. I don't know what's going to happen to the other. Who can predict the future? But this would be very nice for her family, for people who support her as an American, as a member of the military, and people who hold her up as someone who died as a leader in the cause for freedom, and her name goes down in history and will remain there. And they can do all they want to scrub that, but it's not going to work. People are always going to bring up the name Ashley Babbitt, and people are going to be telling that story for generations to come if we're still here. So good news, good move as well. It's not on the not that it's equal to or because that's a bigger deal to me. We're talking about death and we're talking about what happened on the 6th and the military and the shooting and all that. But also President Trump has reached in. As we know, this news came out yesterday. First of all, they tried to slide a little program bot down our throats, that being Cracker Barrel, they could have done a better job. Well, you could just shut up and do the thing. Leave it alone. So it is said that the president called the leadership and told you just need to put that back. Just mark it up as a bad deal. Take the hit. Tell them you're putting it back, and that's exactly what they did. So hooray for the people who let Cracker Barrel hear it and said, no, we do not like your changes to our restaurant. Leave it alone. If you want to do anything, fix some of the food problems that we see right now. We love the place, but you got to do better. But you leave our store alone. You leave the walls alone. You leave the sign alone. And At least right now, it looks like that's what they're going to do. Egg on your face. This will go down as a killer to the company that they had to overcome because they've lost a lot of value. Rebounded 8% uh, due to that announcement. So they started turning things back. But they're going to have to be, win their fans back. Some of them are very angry still. They might not get everybody back. They're going to have to work hard. Stupidity. You already know your base, right? I get it. Companies are always trying to expand into new fields, demographics, countries, age groups, single, married, divorced, grandpa, grandma, young people, Gen this, X that, whatever. LGBTQ. That's marketers do that. But if you absolutely kill your base, you got nothing. You got nothing because the new people coming in are not going to be in the numbers that your base is driving. And so, to the lady who made that decision to talk down her nose to Cracker Barrel fans, uh, go blow your nose. That's all I gotta say. Hello, Anthony. How are you doing it today, man? Getting her done, I hope. Dave, how do restaurants like this expand the fan base and bring more people without alienating the old? Because that's how business works. You're supposed to expand your customer base. There's ways to do it besides tackling or taking down that. They need to work on their food. There's nothing there that would keep anybody away. I go into these restaurants all the time, and I see all kinds of demographics eating in those restaurants. To say that sign is keeping people out is a lie. There are people of all different kinds of backgrounds. Oh, and happy birthday to you. Didn't know that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Anthony. Happy birthday to you. Hope you're 19 still. But again, there's ways to do that. If you offer a good enough product, people ain't worried. By the way, have you ever stayed out of a restaurant because of the sign? I can't think of any time I've ever done that. I look for the sign and go, oh, there's a place to eat. I've ate in all kinds of different things. I've ate in restaurants where the base would not be me. Oh, you're still in your 30s. Oh, you're a youngin'. I got a kid older than you, dude. My oldest is almost 40. But happy birthday to you. But yeah, I don't go, oh man, we won't be welcome in there. No, I just pull up, belly up to the bar, as they say, feed the family or myself. I've just never let a sign bother me. To me, it's just this homespun country store kind of thing. People think back to that. Their base should be really big. I mean, it is big. Let me tell you this, Anthony. I have never been to. It is a rare occurrence, rare, that I've ever been to Cracker Barrel where I didn't have to wait at least 30 minutes. Rare, and that's because it was a really an off schedule kind of, maybe like in between lunch and dinner, you got that little bit of time where it was still busy, but you walked in and they go, oh yeah, we got a table before you come on in. Most times we're waiting. At least where I'm at, they have no problem generating profit. None. I get it. Maybe you're looking to move into new areas or whatever, but don't tear your base apart. There's always, listen, I don't care who comes in the restaurant and who they are, as long as they leave me alone and, let me eat my lunch or my dinner or whatever in peace, just like I leave them alone. So nobody's going to go, crazy because two men or two women holding hands come in and eat. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Or some other, group of people. They would say, well, it's a lot of white people. Well, it is, but it's also a lot of other people. I've seen Hispanics and African Americans, and I mean, people, tourists from other areas. I just can't believe that their bottom line was hurt that way. If anything, people have said, listen, even their base has said, you got to fix the food issue. You've taken things off the menu that we want. The quality is not where it needs to be. quit all this other crapola and fix the issues that you have. Because if I leave, for the main reason I'll be leaving is your food is horrible. You got to make it good. And um, the people that go all the time have spoken on this. I think the general restaurants like this have lost popularity over time because people really don't want to be sitting down when they're traveling and waiting on food. And that may be possible. I'm going to tell you what has killed restaurants, absolutely killed them. And that was the virus. We won't say the word, the V word. People got used to eating at home, feeling kind of icky about eating around somebody. You know, we did that stupid game where they would pull their mask down, take a bite, pull it back up. So stupid. Absolutely stupid. I'll say it again. Absolutely stupid. And now people are phobias. Oh, could you put us over here away from people? And could you keep the tables open around us? Because we don't want to eat around people. That's the way it's gotten, man. It's like people don't want to, it's like, oh, I might pick up a germ. But you're right. People don't want to wait, but most people do. I would say expand your base, meaning build new restaurants somewhere. We're pretty covered up around here. I mean, we got them. I could go 15 to 20 minutes in two directions and run into a Cracker Barrel and go about 25 minutes in another direction. There's a third. I could go three directions and go to three of them within a short amount of time. So I've got them all around me. All up and down the I-75 corridor. Absolutely. They really go to fast police. Well, they are about speed. I mean, people are in a hurry. I do get that. Cracker Barrels out here are suffering not because of food quality. It's more of the service because we don't have a ton of waiters and cooks. That's also killing your restaurants. You don't have enough help. Plus, the help you have is maybe not that great. You're accepting workers you normally wouldn't accept, or they're just worn out because they got them working 6 days a week, sometimes 7, and they're just mentally and physically drained, and they're wearing thin. It's wearing thin. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, it's like that at your jails. It's like that at your nursing homes. It's everywhere, man. Why ain't people working? Why ain't they working? But you're right. Service has went down. They don't have enough help. I don't think people wanted to be paying for a steak like $100 either. You can buy the same steak at a restaurant. Well, you can. Cracker Barrel, me eating by myself. I mean, I can eat under 20, I believe, still. So it's reasonable, but you're right. Food prices have jumped a lot, and yes, you can do that. But people still want their night to eat out. They want to give the wife a break or themselves a break. They may do it as a team. They may do it as individuals. They want to take a night out. They want to go and eat, not have to wash dishes and dirty up the kitchen and all that stuff. Let's just go out and eat. And, it's kind of a thank you to the wife. She may have had a rough day if she's the cook. And give her a night out. But yeah, I don't like the waiting, and I won't lie. I feel like cattle. And I don't want to walk around that store because, number one, I get tired of standing. I usually go out and sit on the front porch, which is a win for them. I tell my family, who don't mind standing there, give me a buzz when it's ready. I'm going to the front porch, which we do here on the podcast, and I'm going to rock in the rocking chair and play checkers with my granddaughters. Shane, restaurants like this have affected the mom and pop breakfast places like the Chuck Waite we used to have down in Miami. Well, that's true, yes. But whereas Cracker Barrel is a chain, it is considered a little different. People kind of look at Cracker Barrel as kind of like that, kitchen or country cooking away from home. And so they love the environment, man. They love that fireplace in the wintertime. Jam up, baby. And don't give me them fake logs either. I want real wood in there burning on that thing. It's a big difference when you go into them and you've got real versus the petrified forest, whatever they call it. I don't know whatever those logs are. I want the smell of real wood. I want to smell that. I love that on a cold winter's eve to sit there. I always say put us as close to the fireplace as you can. Love that. Oh, it just brings something else to the environment. It makes the food even better. And then all the stuff on the wall. I like that look. I love it. You know, and you can still get a glass bottle drink sitting in the ice. And usually got something like a good orange drink or grape or root beer. Hey, I love that stuff, man. That's right up Dave's alley. I dig it, man. I get that. So I don't want to lose it. I mean, uh, and I'll listen. I'll say this. I'm not saying that they didn't have a right to do it. It's America, baby. They do whatever they want. But my problem is that if I don't like what you're selling, I'm not going to come. It's not I'm not sitting over on a stump with my arms folded. I just won't come. If it's not what I really want. Because listen, I don't know. Food to me, the act of eating out is part of that is that environment. It's partly the food, it's the friends, it's the environment. If you have a great environment, I'm not saying it's good. You'll accept a little bit less on the food. You will because of the environment. But if the environment's horrible, the food better be out of the park. It's got to be great, and the people you're sitting with, and the service would play into that as well. That's part of that environment. You know, one thing I'm big on: got to keep my drink glass full. You let my drink glass continue to run out, I'm madder than that than anything. And I say mad. I'm just frustrated. I like to have. I'm one of those people. I know there's a lot of different kinds of people. Some people, you don't hardly ever touch your drink while you're eating. I can't do that. I have to have a lot of drink. I will at least have 2 refills while I'm eating a meal. I just do. I don't know why. It's just the way I am. But yeah, man, to have that environment like that, and the food is, people are saying the food is slipped. I have noticed a couple of options are off the thing. I don't like that. I've noticed that. Uh, yes, portion size have changed a little bit. A lot of people are playing that game. And I'll be honest with you, I'll pay a little more if you'll keep that portion size right. As far as the quality, there's a couple of areas I would say, yeah, we need to do better. But overall, I still think it's pretty solid. I'm a big fan of the big boy breakfast or country boy breakfast. What do they call it? Country boy, big boy, whatever they call it. Country boy, country boy. I love that. And for dinner, I'm usually getting either the country fried steak or chicken fried steak or meatloaf. That's usually where I rest at with some fried okra and pinto beans and cornbread and potatoes. I'm pretty traditional that way, so I like that. The places where Cracker Barrel is actually very popular is around theme parks like Disney World and Busch Gardens down here in Florida because people don't want to. Well, yeah, that's a good model to have because people eat alive in those places on those calls. So you're trying to fill up in a place that at least is reasonable. I think people getting upset at the sign was just a response to the quality of food going down. So when people got mad at the sign, it was more than they're upset about the food. Well, yeah, I just think that when you start changing things and you're taking, what they should have done. Listen, the font. I mean, I think the biggest thing was, the Cracker Barrel font that didn't look bad, but it was just this blank, bland, nothing there. And here in the South, we like our rocking chairs. We like our barrels. I mean, go up in Lynchburg and ask them how much, and up in there they like those Jack Daniel barrels and George Lynch or not George Lynch, excuse me, guitar player. Got 2 thoughts running through my head, but what George Lynch might like. Lynchburg whiskey. I don't know. Just saying. George Dickles. What? George Lynch. Hey, there's you an idea, George. Get you a whiskey line. I don't drink, but I have been to the Jack Daniel's Brewery and got 4 of those barrels for a fundraiser. No, we didn't put whiskey in them. People make planters out of that stuff and everything, but we like that barrel. Like I've got pictures of my family around the barrel at Cracker Barrel with the little one sitting on top of the barrel. Those are sweet little pictures. So it does play an effect. I wonder what. Here's what I wonder: if nobody had said anything, they never announced it. Somebody didn't pick up, and people walked in. How many people would notice that the sign had changed? Probably quite a few would have, but I bet a lot of people wouldn't have noticed it because they're too busy in their life. I mean, they've got the phone. They're doing the TikTok. You know, I mean, they're not looking at a sign. But it made them mad when they see that because then they said they were going to, the store was changing. They were changing a lot of stuff about it, not just the sign, not just the logo, but the very essence of what it's about. Uh, the inside, that environment. That sign don't come in with me. I mean, it's on the menu, I guess, but the menu's there and it's gone. Uh, Sitting at the table, I'm looking at the stuff, you know. So yeah, I feel this is why people don't want to work in the fast food industries that much more is because they feel like they get blamed for the horrible food and the service. Well, I mean, you can. You just probably don't tell too many people that you work there. Where you work? Oh, well, I don't know. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You don't really tell anybody. Um, but they do get beat up a lot, and I get that. And some people are just buttholes. Just say it. Buttholes. And they treat people wrong when they should. When it's technically not their fault, it's the company who owns the restaurant that determines the quality of the service, the food, if the training is not at the bar for wait staff and cooks. True. All true. All true. It depends on where the Cracker Barrels are if they want to change the sign in places like Florida, Texas, California, Southwest to attract the demographic a lot more. Uh, well, again, uh, there's other alternatives too. Maybe you have Cracker Barrel in some areas, and you just call it something else elsewhere. And before people say, "Oh, hey, right," well, Hardee's is mainly out here, and Carl Jr.'s is out west. Same deal, pretty much, right? Crystal down south, White Castle up north. It's not unheard of. If they're having a problem sitting down at a place called Cracker Barrel, I mean, you could call it something else and just make it look a little different and basically have the same footprint and model, just looks different. I don't know. There's all kinds of things you could do with that. It all falls under the same umbrella, and people still get what they want. You know, I mean, if as long as you got your Cracker Barrel, you might gripe about it. Like, I went traveling. I went up through Wyoming, and they didn't have Cracker Barrel. They had something called whatever it was. It looked exactly the same to me, but I'd rather have my Cracker Barrel. They're probably not going to pitch too much of a fit because they still have their Cracker Barrel or whatever it is. I'm not saying about not changing the sign in the restaurant. Keep it. Well, what you got? What do you want? I mean, it is a country victuals type of breakfast place. I mean, gravy biscuit, little fried, ham, country ham, city ham, steak. You know, what do you want to add to it, or something a little more? Um, I don't know, a breakfast wrap or something like that. I mean, really, they could do whatever they wanted. You just send it out the same way. Um, I like I'm not big on the apples, and I've done them. They're okay, but I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit extra. What is it? Cracker Barrel is weak on something. I remember we've talked about this. Me and my family have talked about it. There's something they don't offer that we wish they did, and I can't remember what it is. But to me, it doesn't make sense. It's kind of weird they don't have it. And you ask for it, and they go, "Oh, we don't serve that." So yeah. Once you get into South Florida and Orlando, you have a big Hispanic population in those areas. So adding stuff like blood sausages or breakfast items for Latin America. Well, and again, they could do that, yes, right on the same sign and everything. Hey, when I was out in Houston, Texas, they put standard guacamole on top of all the hamburgers at a Burger King. I know because I walked in and saw it. I said, "What's the green stuff?" Guacamole. I said, scratch that. Don't want that on mine. I'm not a fan. No problem. But it comes standard, standard. Just like your tomato, your lettuce, mayonnaise, guacamole. Whoa, time out. I don't eat it. So, yeah, I didn't want that. So, but the president's getting involved in some stuff. I think that's probably pretty positive for him. Uh, this morning they announced in Alligator Alcatraz is going to close. President, listen at me. Maybe I'm speaking prophecy here. Governor DeSantis said we don't need it anymore. They get people out of there left and right. It's not needed. Uh, some judge had ordered them to shut it down. Da, da, da. But he says, too late. It's emptied out. We're emptying it out. It'll be closed within a week. So whatever your ruling is, don't matter. Anthony says, since we're talking about food, Dave, do you prefer churches, Popeyes, or KFC? Well, here's the deal. Of those three, I generally go to KFC. I will say that KFC on some items, the qualities came down. They also took out something that I used to like. I think it was the potato wedges. I think they got rid of them. I didn't like that. And we used to get the Dot Mountain Dew, and they got to where they wouldn't have that either. They had Starry. I don't want Starry. I want a Dot Mountain Dew. Don't be giving me no Starry. What is that, a substitute? I mean, come on. Don't you hate it when they do that? It's like, do you have this? Whatever it is. They say, no, but we have this. And you're like, that's not a replacement. They do that. What is it with Dr. Pepper? Oh, we don't. No, I'm sorry. We don't have Dr. Pepper. What is that other thing they have? And my granddaughters are big on Dr. Pepper, and they're like, ooh, I don't want that. I'm sorry. We don't have steak, but here we've got some fried bologna. I will say that I think Popeyes and Church's Chicken is excellento. Popeyes is a little high for me, and the portion sizes are smaller. I made a little Popeyes traveling to the TA centers, the travel centers, use the bathroom, get gas. A lot of those will have a little Popeyes chicken in there. Expensive. For me, I'm frugal, man. I'm frugal. And KFC's gotten high too. But the portion sizes are down across the board. Now, the chicken breast at KFC is still pretty good size. Yes. So typically we go to KFC. The company that brought out Mountain Dew, if you go to the grocery stores, that's what it's called. It's not Mountain Dew anymore. The company that bought out. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I'm not happy about it. I like my Mountain Dew. Now, this is sweet tea. Free advertisement before you hear Jack's from Jack's. Good sweet tea. Like it. They didn't put no lemon in there. I don't like no lemon. Just good straight sweet tea. It's good. But the same places that don't have Mountain Dew, they got Mountain Dew. Ticks me off, man. Ticks me off. The little store we have, you can buy the. It's actually a little bigger than this, and for like 79 cents, the Polar Pop we call them around here. We don't call stuff pop, but that's what they call them. They are constantly running out of Mountain Dew, and I'm like, dude, and then those same machines, they've got double Coke, double Mountain Dew, double Dr. Pepper, no double Mountain Dew, but you're always running out of it. It makes me mad. It's the little things in life that tick you off. It's like, this does not compute. I'm sorry, we're out, and we don't know where we're going to get it. Yeah, we don't know. We've asked. I guess they had to make another run to Mars to pick up some because it takes like 2 weeks to get it in. You have to find out. We actually go travel to other stores. That's how much we like it. It's not good for you, but we like it. Oh, my favorite sweet tea of any of these fast food fried chicken places is Popeyes because it's cane sweet tea made out of sugar cane. Okay, I'd be honest with you, I don't think I've ever had theirs, but I will try it one day, my friend. I will try it. I will give you a review. Give me a little time. I will check it out. That's good to know. I didn't know that. Cane sweet tea. There's a real chicken war going on in America, right? The chicken sandwich war, the chicken strips. Oh, I heard somebody say today they were very upset. I have not checked it out. That the waffle fries at Chick-fil-A, the texture has changed a little bit. They're a long-time consumer, and they were just this morning. They were crying about it big time. Has anybody noticed at Chick-fil-A? Is it some kind of is this a conspiracy theory? Is the waffle fries changed some? What's going on? Inquiring minds want to know. So you folks, if you go by the Chick-fil-A, drop us a line, Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. Let us know. Interesting. I don't know. That would be bad. Don't tick off you Chick-fil-A fans. They'll be protesting marching in front of your restaurant. Don't do it. Don't do it, Chick-fil-A. What are you doing, messing? It's perfect the way it is. You don't need to change it. Maybe it was just a bad bag. Something. I'm getting when people complain about the textures. Well, I want to tell you what, my friend. Down here in the deep south, a little change is a big deal. My granddaughter was just the other day. She said, I like the old fries. I like the old fries at Wendy's, I think it was. I don't like the current fries. They're not as good. You like what you like, you know? You like what you like. Oh, the horror of it all. I'm out. But it is true, though. I won't say that's a bad statement. People are never happy. They like to complain. There's no doubt about that. So President Trump is being sued. Go figure. I mean, how many times has this guy been sued? Uh, because Lisa Cook does not want to leave from the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, so she's suing the Trumpster, over the firing order. I'll see your firing and offer you a lawsuit. You've been served. They got a picture of their arms all folded. I can see Trump now. It's like, I don't think she can stop it. You know what? Everybody knows somebody's been fired not because of the quality of their work. They just want them around. You're fired. Why? Substandard work. They jimmied up something, got you some stuff ready to show, and said, "Oh, you're fired." Why? Substandard work. What was substandard? I'll fix it. No, it's too late. I just don't want you around anymore. I'm not going to say it stinks to get fired. It stinks. I don't celebrate in that usually, but some people have. It's easy to go, yeah, yeah. Others are like, oh, I hate to hear that, or it's really for the best. I like them as a person. They were bad in this job. Then you get, well, there are people that got mad. You know, she wouldn't play ball. New sheriff in town, like it or not, like it or not. So another lawsuit for the Donald. I forget how many this is, but it's quite a number. They always say when you get rich, you get sued a lot anyway. You got people rolling out of the hills claiming to be a third cousin. They want their cut of the money. Hey, cuz, who are you? Oh, we're cousins, baby. I'm here to help, man. What can I help you with? I work cheap. I just need about $5,000 a month. She says he's not going to fire me. It's hard to beat that. The only time people have been reinstated to most jobs anymore is when they could prove that they fired them because they were exposing a whistleblower type thing. Even at that, it took a long time to get back pay. And sometimes, a lot of times they don't want the job back anyway because they're like, it would feel weird me working here again. And you probably just find something to fire me over again. But they usually after some money, get you cut of the action and not have to work for a while. But there's a lot of people in America. I say a lot. There's at least a handful that they all look about the same. Is it not? I'm not saying exactly, but they all have the same kind of look. Letitia James, this girl, Lisa Cook. What's the one in Atlanta? She like Grey Ghost, Booze. What's her name? I know it. Fonnie, excuse me. She got so mad because people say Fanny. Lady, don't get a name that's confusing to people. It's hard to get the A, the Us, the whatever. Fonnie. And President Trump knew this, and so he'd say Fanny. He still says it. Fannie Willis. Oh. They all had to get Trump. Now, this lady, maybe she didn't. But they all have a get Trump mentality. I'll bring him down. I will be the one to bring him down. No, instead, he's like Teflon. It bounces off of him and destroys you. And where are you people at today? You said you promised. You swore on your campaign promise, I will take that man down. It's not happened. He's went up. He's going out. His power, his reach, way out there. And now it's coming back on you. The tidal wave, the wave has changed. It's now coming back towards you. The tsunami was supposed to go out and take out Trump. Instead, he bounced off of him, and it's coming back. And he's winning. He's winning a lot of these. Big-time settlements. Wiped out. Now trying to get the charges, just get it dismissed. I think there's a good chance. His administration's been sued a lot, which by default is him too. But 180 lawsuits, 180 lawsuits. Good Lord. Can you imagine trying to get prepared for one? 180 administration has. Now that's the different agencies that make up into that. But but you know. But she don't fight it. She says, well, you know, you're not firing me. Let's see. There's an article by Danielle Alvarez. Actually, this is an article by Nicole Weatherholz about Danielle Alvarez. RNC Senior Advisor Danielle Alvarez said that while the GOP has a winning message and $84 million in cash on hand heading into next year's congressional midterms elections, Every metric looks bad, bad for the Democrats. They want to take it back in December. Excuse me, December. My brain's not working. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night. Bear with me. But the midterm doesn't look good. $84 million of cash on hand. They have no leader. That's a good question. Who is the leader of the Democratic Party? Who is the leader? It's a great question. Who is speaking for the party? Gavin? Not entirely. He wants to be. He's a wannabe. I secretly think they despise that guy, even the Democrats. That dude is so rotten, even the Democrats hate him. I don't think they like him. They'd use him. I don't think they like him. Kamala, please. She's not the leader of the Democratic Party. Bernie, he's trying. AOC, she's trying. Be interested. I wish there was a poll. It'd be a great poll. Who is, in your mind, is the leader of the Democratic Party right now? It'd be a great poll. That would be an amazing poll. Just to see what kind of responses you would get. Like, well, does Jimmy Carter still around? No, that was a long time ago. I can see people still thinking he's alive because people don't pay attention. Oh, I'd have to say Jimmy Carter. No, he's not. A lot of them would probably say Obama. Just to facts being facts. They have no leader. Number two, they have no message. True to a point, but not entirely. I don't agree with that statement. I think they are making the statement. We're for the people. Trump's a dictator. We're here for you. We're fighting for you every day. That is their message. They're trying to be the party pretend. It's a pretend party because it's not the actual party. It's the pretend Democratic Party who's pretending that they actually freaking care. Now they're standing up for trans rights because of the killer who, went on this killing spree. God bless those families and the horrors they've been through. Children still in emergency situations, life and death on the line. God bless them. It's horrible. And this freak cowardly took himself out. He, she, whatever. I'm tired of that game too. And he didn't want to face any kind of jail. Well, he's dead. And it's as predictable as all predictable can be. Yes, they blamed, the G, right? That's what they did. That message is so old. That's a bad message. So number one, they have no leader. Number two, they have no message. Number three, they have no policies. That could be. I like that. It makes you think of it. They have no policies. What is the policies of the Democratic Party? Interesting. And because they have no leader, what you're seeing is individuals continuing to move forward or further, to the left to raise their profile. Hence, because we say as things shift, who is actually leading things, and who's paying the bills, where's the money, follow the money, and what's really happened with that. That's where your power is going to come from. Who has the money? You just saw Senator Cory Booker, Democrat, New Jersey, shout someone down on the Senate floor, and you look like an idiot doing so. It's really bad and embarrassing, and in stark contrast, we saw that meeting for 3 hours yesterday, the Trump cabinet meeting, where everyone is working together. Everyone is working for the American people. Just really bad for Democrats. As we've talked about together, it's all about leading well. It's all about making sure that we govern well. With the mandate we received in November heading into the midterm, elections. So, yeah, the the Democrats could be in trouble in 2026. They did gain a House seat. There was a runoff the other day, yesterday, I think it was. They gained a House seat. So the super majority is gone. The super majority is gone. In the House, I think that is. Uh, and when we get a little closer to end of first of the year, we're going to put up a graphic. We'll show those seats and who's running for what. We will have election night coverage. We always do. Be a lot of there's governors on the line, Senate seats, House seats, and so there's a lot. It's a thin, razor thin margin for these folks. And let me run a quick commercial for our coffees. For our coffees, I'll be right back. I am going to try to throw me some coffee on real quick while we run the commercial. The SFP coffees, if you're living in the continental United States, the shipping is included in the price. Yay! As well as Patriot Mobile. Make the switch today. Make the switch today. Patriot Mobile using promo code Cornbread. I love that too. All right, let me see here. This thing's wanting to act up. I was trying to get to. Maybe we won't be able to play that commercial. The StreamYard is acting up a little bit, so we might just have to play a quick song and then do that. Some coffee. Some coffee. That one's okay. This one is not okay. What is the matter with you? What is the matter with you? Let me see here. That's crazy. Crazy. Let me see if I can get this way. Wow. I've never seen that happen. Never. Well, maybe we won't take a commercial. Oh my gosh, I've never seen that happen. I can see my backgrounds. I can see some of my music. It's just not wanting to do what it's supposed to do. What is your problem? Let's just love technology. It always happens right about the time that you need it to happen. You don't get any cooperation from, may not be able to. Crazy. I saw, it was at James at Empty Pockets podcast. Bless him. He's probably working right now. He went to close the live because he was having problems and it wouldn't shut off. 2 or 3 minutes goes by, maybe 4 or 5. I'm still online. I just pull the plug, dude. I would. He finally got it. It's like I'm still here. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Hope everybody's got great plans for the weekend. Long weekend. Monday off for a lot of people. And I wonder what you got planned. Those are not videos. Do not believe. Well, I'm just going to have to play the music really quick. So, bear with me. That's if I could even do that. That's absolutely amazing that it did that. Oh, crazy. I'm crazy for loving you. That's wild. I can't even put, well, I can do is I'm going to drop it down, try to play a song if I can get there. Maybe. And I'm going to put them, well, I'll drop me down, put them up because I do want to talk about the coffees. And I have the background, I don't have the overlay. And I don't want to mess the stream up yet because I'm not ready to go out. I could probably reset it really quick, but it's okay. Crazy. I have to reboot this whole system. That's crazy it would do that. Crazy. Anthony probably had to go back to work. I think he works. I think Anthony's the one tow truck. Am I right, Anthony? If you're still out there, tow truck man. I think. And I hope that you do get to be off for this weekend. I hope that you don't have to work. Some people do, and I get that. Thank you for working what you do as you try work at hospitals, police officers, nursing homes. Somebody's got to do the hard work, right? Somebody's got to keep it going. I appreciate you doing that. That's cool that you do that. Well, nothing works. It's a nothing world. Oh man, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I was looking for a way to uh, change it, and all I did was change that. It's not gonna let me do it. I don't think. Oh well, we'll reboot the whole system when we go off the air. It's just not gonna let me do any of those things. Shame, shame. I used to teach the kids that, and then they get older, they remember it, and they go, shame, shame. You shouldn't have done that. Kids are great. Two boys, several grandchildren. Most of those granddaughters at different ages. Lord help. They're all over the place. They're absolutely all over the place. Let's see here. Anas, she'll be attacked because anything the Trumps do, they're attacked. It was a nice gesture by the First Lady, Melania, in the aftermath of this horrible shooting, bloodbath, murder, terrorism. She sent out a short message calling for stronger efforts to identify the potential school shooters before they act. And apparently, this evil killer had their stuff, and I'm not going to name the platform. I don't want to get struck. Apparently, had some of their stuff up for a bit, even the part about wanting to shoot up some places, as well as some of the manifesto was already out there and added to it on the morning of the killing. But he had wrote, well, it's hard to report nowadays, folks. He, she, they both started with R, but they're two different masculinities attached to that name, or the switch of the name. He wrote to K, or Kill, the Donald, and where is your God on the murder weapons? And some of this stuff was out there for a while on social media. She says the tragic mass killing in Minnesota eliminates the need for preemptive intervention in identifying potential school shooters. She wrote Wednesday night on a post on X. Early warning signs are often evident with many individuals exhibiting concerning behaviors and making violent threats online prior to the actions. To prevent future tragedies, it is crucial we look into behavioral health threat assessment. I say behavioral health too, because across all levels of society, beginning at our homes, extending through school districts, and of course social media platforms. Being aware of these warning signs and acting quickly will save lives and make America communities safer. A very nice sentiment. We appreciate her comments, and they do need to look at this. There's patterns going on. There's patterns going on. You've seen it. I've seen it. And quit going after the one catchphrase. Every single time there's a problem, we go after the same people, same ones. Let's go get them. I mean, it's like you could It's like seconds. You can lay a bet, and within seconds of something like that, there's already out there, oh, I got to ban the guns. So can't have them. They're killing him. We got to stop. This one is ugly. I did take the time this morning. Call me crazy if you want. I don't have a infatuation with it, but I do like to read the manifestos. Just looking at what their mentality was and the things they said. And this particular person brought up a lot of the former killers, all the way back to Columbine and coming forward, and ranking them, talking about things that they did that were successful, things they didn't, things they wish they could have done more, and trying to learn from that to be even a better killer. Crazy, but that's what they were doing. It's kind of just combobulated. They used a little Russian, some other things, some way imagery. So they used AI. Actually, one site did, to put it all into a form that you could at least read. And I read that early this morning. Probably why I'm so tired. I woke up, couldn't sleep. I've been reading a little bit, and I got into the manifesto. It had been scrubbed from the social media platform, but it's being put back out there by people so that people can see it and see what was in the mind of a killer. And I'm glad they did that. I won't go back. I don't have an infatuation again. I just wanted to see what was the thinking leading up to its horrendous act of terrorism domestically in America. So pray for those families. That's absolutely heartbreaking. Kids being shot on the pew during a worship service, and really anybody, but our heart goes out to kids. And how in the world could the monster do that? Who bragged about how great it was to do that to children, to watch them. I don't have to get graphic. What a just demonic person. I don't know how, and then cowardly take themselves out. Oh, they rode a lot. They didn't want to get caught. My fear is the gun will jam. They will tackle me. You piece of crap. You're just a creep. Horrible. Cretin. You can name all those words because that's what they are. It's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible people. It's just baffling to me, why they would do that. All right. I finally can play the commercial for the Southern Fried Podcast family of coffees. Be right back.
Hey, everybody. This is Rob and Dave from the Southern Fried Podcast. We love lots of things here in the South. We love our country. We love our family. We love our God. We love some sweet tea on the front porch on Friday nights. But we're really near and dear and love us some coffee. That being said, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock on July the 14th, yes, we will have our coffee out there. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome, man. It's been a dream come true. We talked about this before we were ever a podcast, and we love these coffees. There's 40 plus blends. You'll find something that you like. And most people like coffee. If you don't, I can't help you, but most people like coffee, and there's a lot of coffee here. In fact, our morning show, we say get up, pray up, and coffee up, because we start our day with coffee, and now you can get some for you. Hey, we're very patriotic here. Get some for your veteran friends. You know what? Bless them. And the coffee mugs you see are representatives of logos that we've made. We've got more coming. We're going to put those on coffee mugs, and you'll see our SFP brand there, logo on each coffee. And these prices, Rob, we kept them as reasonable as we can. We cut that margin down because we know times are tough, and we want to help people and put coffee in their home and all of our listeners and followers home. And I'm proud of this. So big kickoff, Rob. Excited about it.
Absolutely. And hey, y'all, there's no shipping cost on this either. You do not have to pay for shipping. It's already, everything's done. You just go with it. So the price you see price you
Yeah,
pay.
the QR code works. Just scan it, and and also off of our site, our coffee store, 2 or 3 of our social sites are also linked there, and you can find some of our. If you don't know where we're located, you can find us there, and come get some coffee. We got plenty.
Thank you.
Hey, Dave here with the Southern Fried Podcast. We want to tell you some ways all on one page of how you can support the Southern Fried. Of course, you've heard us mention all of them. Here they are together. You know that we love Mammoth Nation. There's the QR code. These American companies that are all gathered together under Mammoth Nation's website. When you go through their portal, you get extra savings. These companies make deals with Mammoth Nation so that they can receive that influx of customers through their portal. I'm a lifetime member. Rob and others affiliated with the podcast are supporting them monthly. And these are great companies. You've heard us mention them recently in some of our programs. They are all American companies making American products. What a great thing. You can support them through this lifetime membership they have deals on, or you can pay monthly. And when you go through the portal that they offer, you're going to receive a lot of discounts. You'll make your money back in the first year if you'll shop there. You don't even have to get out. You could just shop. They'll send it to you. You're going to make the savings. Of course, Patriot Mobile. Boy, the flagship of all of our supporters. We are so love these two companies, the Christian-based and faithful, and love America and love God. What a great thing. Both these companies, Mammoth and Patriot, do a great job of talking about the issues and not being afraid to share their faith. Of course, we have our promo code is called Cornbread. Cornbread. And when you make the switch to Patriot Mobile and use Cornbread, you're going to get a free month of service, and you're going to get great customer service. You're going to be using an American company and a company that's committed to you. Patriot Mobile. Dubby was the first one that we brought on board. We were so excited to have an affiliate. And Dubby, I have used it at the studio many times. You've seen me with that, with the tubs and the shakes and even the cans. And we have our promo code there, Southern Fried, and we're proud of that, 10% off. They run a lot of specials. They'll do a buy one, get one free. Just stay in tune with them, in touch with them as they get on their email list, and they will send you these amazing deals that are will happen for 24 hours or for 1 week or maybe for 2 hours. They will do these things like that. And sometimes you can get even more using Southern Fried. You might even get 20 or 30% off of your order. Dubby is no sugars added. You don't get the shakes. You don't have that falling off that you do with some of the other energy drinks. They're just a great company. They're fun. They do some great artwork, and I love the product. If I'm promoting any of these, you know that I use them and I believe in them. And finally, Podbean. We've been on Podbean for a good long while now. When we go live on Podbean or load up our programs there, it shoots those out to many other MP3 sites. We do go live there as well. Podbean is a great affiliate to have. They're a lot of fun to go podcasting. If you ever thought about podcasting, just have fun with it. You might want to share some recipe, or you might want to talk about a trip. It's really endless. Just plug in and go. It's really that simple. In minutes, you could be online. We would encourage you to do so. Have fun. Podbean, and use those two there. One's the business plan, one's for the personal on the top, which would be more likely what we would see somebody use. And you'll get 1 month free right now. That'll save you about $14. I'm here to tell you, we love Podbean. This is how you can support the Southern Fried. Thank you for all your support and other things that'll be coming online soon, like our coffees. This is Dave and Rob for the Southern Fried Podcast, and yes, the Cornbread Nation. See you soon. All right. Thank you for your patience. It's allowed me to step away, get my coffee kind of going, run some ads, which is important for us. I'm telling you, the coffee is great. The QR code works, and we have more blends than what we showed there. We just didn't want to make the scene too busy. I think I'm gonna take that card just like it is. I'm gonna send it up and get it made as a magnet, put it on the back of my truck, just like I did for the Patriot Mobile. The QR code will be right there. I might bring that QR code a little more front and center, just so people can see it. It can be in the car behind you and scan it and order coffee. QR codes are great. Make them visual, dress them up. They're really cool, but it's great. We do have some other things. We do have our store at Threadless. We've got the buy coffee program. We've got world. I just went blank, but we've got a couple other affiliates, and we're soon to have some other stuff going on. We are excited about our Cornbread Nation radio show or radio station, and in fact, I need to do some updates this next day or so, and update some things on the radio station. And soon, and very soon, we're going to go live there. I had hoped to we could stream live. We're going to start doing some TikTok lives, but we do have a lot of TikTok followers. But I was hoping we could do the podcast, but they're opening up for some podcasters, creators, excuse me, to go live there. And soon they'll have their own. They could do RTMP right now, but they're soon to have other ways to do that. But apparently, TikTok does not do that until you get around 25,000 followers. We're not that far up the chain yet. We're growing every day. We're right at 10,000, and but I really want to be able to do that. It's a big portion. It's a lot of audience. We do post things there, but it would be much bigger. Well, and we could go live there, but it's frustrating when you have to do because you want to do this live. And, it's nice to bring them all together. But I like uniqueness too, and I think that's cool. And you can craft things the way you want it on some like we. I'm planning on doing some clapper lives. Haven't done but one of those. I've done a TikTok live. We're going to do more of that, and we're going to really build our MP3 side. I've done a lot of shows that's totally just straight up MP3 radio shows, and we're going to be doing more of that. So we have the video folks, but there's a lot of folks out there that like to listen to. They don't like to watch. They have to listen. And we do feed all this stuff into our sites. In fact, I got to do updates. That's a lot of what I'll be doing this 2 days, is updates. But we're going to soon go live on the radio station and tie it in as well. I'm going to have to get Rob tied in as a co-host so that it will hear, it'll have his microphone as well when we're doubled up. I'll run the controls on it. We'll be going live on our own radio station. That's cool. Right now, we're just uploading all the shows post as soon as we can post up to there, and we keep music up there and ads, and it runs 24/7. Cornbread Nation Radio. It'd be really cool though, and I love. We're on Podbean and uh, Apple, Spotify, iHeart. There's Podchaser. There's several of them, and I got to check on a couple, but there's a couple more. There's one that when we set up our MP3s, they were redoing their. I'm sure it may be done by now. We've got to go back and get on TuneIn. I think we're on Amazon as well. But anyway, just time and money getting all that stuff set up. And I need to get our downloadable app for the radio station. I need to find out about those. Those are supposed to be done. I got to contact the folks to ask if those are done or, uh, what do we do, or we to create them. Or so. I think they were creating them because we gave them the ability to do that stuff. It may be done by now. One for Spotify, one for Apple. And that'd be cool that people could carry the station with them. You can do that now through a link, but it'd be cool to have that and do that later. Don't forget, tonight normally would be a Cornbread Nation show, but Rob's traveling. I will be busy. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. We won't be able to well, we could record it tomorrow morning. It is a possibility. We could air it tomorrow night, uh, right before Front Porch. We might talk about doing that. Just do a morning record and then air it live, you know. So that's a possibility. I don't think tonight's a possibility, but tomorrow could be. I will be on Front Porch, but by audio. I probably won't be on video. I'll be there though. I'll have the show set up, and I'll be there probably by audio. I'll definitely be in the program for Front Porch. Got just doing little holiday stuff as we're moving around doing some different things. Schedules are changing a little bit, but really back on schedule by Saturday. So don't forget Sunday morning. Sunday morning in the Word. Really enjoyed that. Coffee and Jesus. We talk about biblical issues, precepts, and in light of the world we live in, and enjoy a cup of coffee while we're doing it. SFP News Desk Sunday night, and sometimes an afternoon show. Southern Talk will be and should be no problem Saturday morning. We usually go live 10ish, sometimes a little earlier. Southern Talk, I love that show. A show where we really kind of talk about what's going on in the states. What's going on in the states. Look at state issues that maybe nobody's talking about a whole lot, and highlight as many of those as we can. It's a good Saturday chat. Got to get the Jeff and Bubba show up. It's been a bit. I know that. We've had so much going on. I'm studying for a test right now, and I'm going to try to have all the studying done through the weekend and then refresh on the first of the week, take the test midweek, praying that I pass so I don't have to fool that part of it anymore. I'm a little over halfway through my study, and I'm going to hammer that out today through Sunday, do a review on Monday, take the test Tuesday or Wednesday, and get her done, Johnny Rep. But it's also some things that's going to enhance the website. I'll be doing a lot of updates today and tomorrow, Saturday, on podcasts. A lot of updates. Probably creating some things as well. We are on a lot of things, and you may only see us on one thing, but we are on a lot of platforms. We go live to Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, obviously, Instagram, X, and one of our Kick and Twitch. We do doubles on Rumble. We do doubles on Facebook. Sometimes we do doubles on a couple of the others. We post our program, and also those shows go up to all the MP3s. But we post the show on Parler, Getter, Truth, Gab. We are a paid member of Gab. We posted on I call it 21st, second and first. Nice platform, and our YouTube link works well there. We put the show there. We put it in MeWe. We post it as a link. MeWe. We put it in Bratheon. We put it in. My goodness, went blank on the name. I can see it, but I can't get it out of my mouth. Wimkin, a newer one for us. We post it there. We post it on our Substack. We post it on even Blue Sky. We got a few followers on Blue Sky, believe it or not. And Vocal Social, which is the Mike Lindell group, and we put it there as well. It also gets added down to Threads. Telegram. Our Telegram is embarrassingly small. It is almost the smallest one we have. It's a great platform. I have my own Telegram, but we have one for the podcast as well. And I'd like to see that escalate a lot here soon. So we put what we can, clips and stuff on Instagram, TikTok, and very, very small stuff on things like Lemonade. You can only put very limited things there. Lemonade. A new one, Roll, we're on. Very small videos. Keeps people engaged. But we update to all of those. And I'm probably forgetting a couple. We do have a LinkedIn account for the business, and we do ship things over there automatically. It works for us. We do have a Discord channel, although another shameful thing I need to work more is that. I know I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what it is. Just to give you the scope of, Spreaker is another MP3 site that we go to. Nice site. Well, I don't even know that we have a follower there. Probably not. And believe it or not, we're on Red Note. We have 5,800 followers on Red Note. And we post we post things up there too as well. So sometimes we get attacked there, but we have more likes than we do attacks, and we like it. So where's your attack coming from, Patriot? You know, Red Note likes a lot of the things. I'm doing these things with AI right now. I call them Jesus images in various situations. They're meant to be thought provoking. The last one involved the president setting up the beautiful desk, and I called it the small still voice, as he is listening back to Jesus, and that one has divided a lot of people. It is people have loved it and said, "Please, more of this." Uh, some people have hated it, but that's effective when you have something that people says that. I have one where Jesus is carrying the sheep, the one, and I say, "I am that sheep." That's been very positive. People have really been drawn into that. And Jesus on the boat with a storm, with those sitting in the boat, and it says, "It doesn't matter the size of your storm, as long as you're with the master of the storm." That one was really well received as well. I have a new one that's going to be coming up this today or tomorrow. I was hoping to already have it up. I couldn't quite get what I was wanting. It will involve the tomb of the unknown soldier. Very moving for me. And as patriots, we think of that unknown to God only. And He does know who's there. So we try to do those daily, at least one. And it just meant the biggest one we ever put up was, and if I don't know if you saw it, for those that are listening, and thank you for your listening, watching, listening, whatever you're doing, uh, was a little girl crying in front of a grave of a soldier at Arlington. And that one, it's hard to watch, but it really hits home. And that has been one of the, I think that video did better than anything, thousands upon thousands of people. And I wasn't looking for numbers, but I like for a lot of people to see it, because you're trying to, get a response. How does that affect you? And people had a lot of things to say about that. You know, I think I had two snarky people out of everybody that said what a great video, great picture it was, a great video, to people that said, that's disgusting or whatever. I know, idiots, idiots. Why did one of them said, "Why did they take the little girl there? That's child abuse." Okay, it's her daddy. Child abuse, freaks. I'm in a mood today, if you can't tell. This is filter off. I want to say Friday because it feels like a Friday. Filter off Thursday. The filter is removed to a degree, because your brain you can't completely turn the filter off, because you can say things that you don't need to be saying. It wouldn't be nice, but it is filter free Thursday. We didn't get our vent in last night. We had to guest. We didn't want to break, and we were kind of talking about the different things, conspiracy theories, whatever. I hope you enjoyed the show if you watched it. Uh, so we didn't do our vent. We really need to come back and do that. I may just have to set up a vent over the weekend and say, "Give me your vents." I have some vents, so I feel like I need to vent a little bit today, because I look forward to that weekly vent. Oh, we got to get it out, right? Um, we have next Monday on the Mama Said Show. Please tune in. Miss Rita. Oh, Rita. Oh my gosh, Rita, I'm sorry. I forgot your last name, because my brain is just not working today. I need that little bit of, let's see here. I know I have it in my saved stack of stuff. Um, Hold on, I know where to go. I know where to go. But she is a hoot. She's a local lady who loves the Lord. Very funny. Uh, Loves her farm and all the things that goes with it. And these make the greatest of guests. I love folks. I like that. I'm trying to find the lady who I work with who recommended her to us. And I know that she put that in the text. And I'm trying to find her text right now so I can pull it back up. There we go. And let's see here. Let's see. What is her name? What is her name? But anyway, she's going to be with us 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday night. And I look forward to that. She's fun. She does something called the Mama Talk, and she just loves to cut up and have fun. And I love that. So I said, you're going to fit right in here. We also have Keith Foltz, who couldn't come last night, so we reconfigured the program. Keith Foltz, local to my area, musician, former TV personality here, local, does works for the county, if I remember still. Whose dad used to be in the local broadcasters teams as well, and we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. He had a very, I thought, one of the most popular cool shows in our area that had been here maybe ever. Very creative. They did some funny bits and skits and stuff, and we're gonna talk about all that. And he's a grandpa now too, like I am, but we're trying to really get some of those folks up. It's a great time of year to start getting guests. Anyway, as you get into the fall, you can get a lot of folks. Summer is so busy. We do get a few, but we're kind of hammering right now. We've got a couple others floating out there that we're waiting on to confirm. But we also, well, probably 3 or 4 actually. Always feel free to submit to us ideas. We'd love to have up. We don't go searching for stuff. It just comes to us, and when it does, we move on. If don't, we do we do the show the way we feel we should do it. We don't try to book for the sake of booking. But there is some folks out there that we've been trying to run through our contacts and get them in. I'm trying to get some politicians in for. I've already reached out to one federal government level. Don't know if we'll get them. I'm hoping to get them an interview about America First. Will be my topic. And I'm going to be starting something called the America First Series. America First Series. Where we bring people in that are, what does America First mean to them? And define that and talk about where we're at as a nation. We're going to be bringing in guests for this. This will be an interview with folks from various levels, known to the unknown type of person, politician to the local bakery store owner, whoever, and talk about America First. And what does that mean to that person and where they think we are. But we'll talk about Patriots and the America First movement and how they see it's going. Kind of gauge the public of how this is going. So we're going to hopefully start that next week. We'll slide that in right. We moved our sports show, which originally was supposed to be tonight. It's going to be Tuesday. My co-host is sick, and he didn't want to expose me. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Dean. Like, really, thank you, man. We're going to do that next week on Tuesday night. I think that's right. Yeah, Tuesday night. And hopefully everything's good again. We got a lot to catch up on as we get into the NASCAR playoffs. Fantasy football, you're going to be hearing more about that. Matter of fact, Cook, I need to call Cook today, Cowboy Cook. And we're putting together SFP Fantasy League. And got to get that hooked up this week as well. They'll be kicking off next week, midweek, have Thursday, I think that is. We got to get our teams all set and everything. We'll try to get that done over the weekend as well. Lots to do. Lots to do. How about the CDC director refusing to step down? This is no, I'm not leaving. It reminds me of an old story. You get old, you tell old stories. All your stories are old. The oldest temple it's not the oldest temple in America. It's the Jewish temple. It is the temple in Atlanta, GA. Been around for a long time. Have a fascinating tour they do. I've been on it. Their first rabbi, he lived to be 385 years old. I'm only joking a little bit. They decided to replace him in the 1950s. He'd been there for a long time. And they wanted to bring in somebody that was a little more social, get the community, all that stuff. And they got a new rabbi. And in 1958, the temple was bombed in Atlanta. by a loser, evil loser from my area of the woods. Um, and he was the one that did it, as well as he was responsible for other ones as well. Anyway, it's got nothing to do with the story. I'm just adding to that story. But in the course of that, they bring in this other rabbi, and this guy says, "No, no, I'm not stepping down. No, I'm here. I'm the rabbi." So they were in like a sticky situation. Like they didn't want it to be bad. This guy's always been there. He was their first and only rabbi, I think, that ever had. So they said, "Okay, we're going to make him Rabbi Emeritus. He still has his office. I think they kept him on payroll." And the new guy comes. He's like, What's going on here?" "Well, we got ourselves a situation." They figured it out, but this guy stayed. And in his mind, he was still a rabbi. That other guy, he's going out doing community stuff, but I'm the rabbi here. They just let him run his mouth. He didn't care. Eventually, he got sick and passed on. This happens to all of us. Uh, that's the way I see this one. Susan Monterez refuses to be fired as other officials call it quits. She's refusing to leave her position as director of the Centers of. I was just mentioning this last night how dangerous it was that we had these diseases, these cultures of stuff that release could annihilate millions of people right there in the heart of a secure city like Atlanta. I say that facetiously on purpose. That I know they have defense mechanisms there in place, but that's a scary place. And it was targeted recently. But anyway, the Health and Human Services had announced that she had been removed from the role less than a month into it after she was sworn in. So less than a month. So I got a new gig. I told her about my job. I'm going to get some new clothes. Boom, you're fired. She has lawyered up. Mark Zayed and Abe Lowell said they're representing Monterez and claims she has, quote, she has neither resigned nor been fired. Semantics. Nobody's fired me. I'm not stepping down. I'm still the head of this organization. The attorneys released a statement on social media claiming HHS and Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. are weaponizing public health for political gain and putting millions of Americans' lives at risk. I'll shut your pie hole. Y'all did 4 years of that. The replacement, I think it said that somewhere in here. I don't see it now. But they're saying she's not going to resign. Well, okay, lady. There are ways to remove you. It's like if you just say it happened or it didn't happen. Like, okay, I'm not fired. I'm not fired. I'm not in jail. I'm not in jail. It don't work like that. Kennedy and others sought to get Monterez to commit to rescinding approvals for certain vaccine. I don't want to get struck. When Monterez did not immediately commit, she was told by the administration officials that she must resign or she would be fired. Sources also claimed then she then attempted to involve the chairman of the Senate's top health committee, Senator Ben Cassidy, Republican Louisiana. The move reportedly further angered Kennedy. He's probably thinking that old guy, I don't want to talk to him. The statement is Susan Monterez is no longer director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, as we always say around here. We thank her for her dedicated service to the American people. Secretary Kennedy has full confidence in his uh, team at the CDC will continue to be vigilant in protecting Americans from infectious diseases at home and abroad. So she's full on like, no, I'm not leaving. She's got the arms crossed and saying, I'm in charge here. It's the Alexander Haig moment. You're not firing me. You're not firing me. I'm the director. Um, White House spokesman Kush Desai said since Susan Monterey refused to resign despite informing HS leadership of her intent to do so, the White House has terminated Monterey from her position with the CDC. Don't like your cards would go away? Like you take their code out, how do you get in the door? You know, you scan the thing. I mean, I got mine right here, right? I'll go put the company up, but there it is. You scan, you lay it there down. Some of them you scan, whatever. If you take the code out, that card don't work. Yeah, and she's actually trespassing at this point. If she's been terminated, she will be removed. It's not going to go. It's not going to end well for her. During her confirmation hearing, she expressed support for vaccines and told lawmakers she has, quote, not seen a causal link between vaccines and autism. So, pretty powerful stuff on a Wednesday, or excuse me, a Thursday. A Thursday. Days are all messed up now. A Thursday, pretty powerful stuff. Um, she's going to lose that. You can only make your statement so long. And I think a lot of these people in their cities that's gotten safer, secretly they're going, yes, thank you, Mr. President, cleaning it up, getting rid of these bad people. Because even though they're part of the problem, they, you know, they don't want to deal with these people either. And some of them have been attempted carjacked. There's other crimes that have happened against members of Congress, Supreme Court judges. So, yeah, I think they would be happy. Peace. It was announced, I think, yesterday, the day before. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Yes, they're going to get married at some point. It's official. They're in love. And they're going to get married at a time in the future. I don't know when. Can you imagine how big that prenup is? They got the wheelbarrow coming in. Mr. Kelce, you can't have the toothbrush. You can't have this. Sign off, boy, right there. Oh, and that $1 billion that she's worth, you have your own money. You can bring in your money. You can take out your money. She has her money. You can't take it anywhere. Because there's no way. She's worth a whole lot more than him. I'm only having fun. If they're happy, I don't care. It's freedom. Go for it. Go for it. Does Taylor Swift finally get a kiddo? The little Travis Kelce boy, puts the bot bucket on his head, runs into walls, just like your old man. Way to go, son. They're punching each other in the face. Oh, that was a good one, son. Taylor's singing around the house going, will you guys quit? I'm afraid somebody's going to get hurt after multiple concussions. It reminds me of the old movie Turner and Hooch, the offspring. Hooch dies, and the dog is a terror. You just imagine Travis Kelce's boy. Oh my gosh, Travis is pretty. Them Kelce boys, they're a little different. I could just see their offspring and what that would look like. Yeah. Oh, but I do wish them luck. I'm only joking. Don't have to be so serious in life that we can't joke and cut up. Good for them though. So um, let's see here on the. I was looking for Fannie Willis. Fannie. Do it again. Not Fannie. Fannie. Uh, she had an interview with Capital B Atlanta journalist. Capital B. She couldn't afford the last name. Oh, let's see here. It's a wide-ranging two-part interview. She defended her record and addressed criticism of her handling of high-profile uh, high-profile cases, including her prosecution of former President Donald Trump. Big mistake there, lady. She declined to share new legal details about the Trump case, but according to Thigpen, made it clear that she's not letting the politics dictate what she's doing. BS. And that her focus is on following the law and the evidence. The DA also discussed her clashes with county commissioners over funding her controversial YSL RICO trial strategy and her diversion and uh, police accountability programs. Here, and then they have an interview. You can go to 11 Alive. That's good to know. I'm gonna watch that. I have just to pick up on what you might pick up on. Funny, oh funny. The memes off of that were golden. Her lover. He's trying to think. He thinks for like 5 minutes. It seemed like it. Yeah. No. What a joke. And her come bouncing in there. I'm gonna testify. These are all lies. All are lies. What you say? All lies. Breaking every kind of protocol you would. Just sits down in the box and just starts railing. What a circus court. God, would she be defeated? You know, where do they get these people out? My gosh. And their motto was, get Trump. Get Trump. We're going to get him. We're going to take him down. No, you're not. Not going to happen. This is them trying to reclaim her and help her because she bombed out like really bad. Like really bad. And then the other lady had mortgage fraud. Cook, I think it was. Mortgage fraud. Or no, that was Letitia James. Excuse me. Let me get the facts straight. There's a video from March 27th, 2025. It said Vonnie Willis reportedly spotted with Nathan Wade. That was his name. Nathan Wade again. Oh, Nate. The more he opened his mouth, the more she sat back there sweating or watching on TV in her office. She's probably, I guarantee you, this lady was trashing him while he was on the stand. You idiot! You shouldn't have said that. That's why she come running in there. He did so bad on the stand, she had to come in and try to clean up some of it. And then got her hands spanked, bam, for how she was acting. Ridiculous. That's right there. It just highlights how bad our judicial system has gotten around the country, and yes, even here in Georgia, which I hate that. Really, really frustrating to see. Unbelievable. Well, folks, I'm going to be checking out. I do have to go do something. Enjoyed being on here. Hope for all those that are continuing to watch. For those of you who just came in, we will be live a lot over the weekend. Me and Rob will be back in the morning for sure. SFP morning show, and I'll probably do a Cornbread Nation morning show, Cornbread Man morning show, uh, spotlighted right before ours, about a half hour, 40 minutes, something like that. And then we'll do our morning show. And who knows, we may do a mid-morning type of show again tomorrow. And then tomorrow, or Saturday, excuse me, Southern Talk, Sunday Morning the Word, and then SFP News Desk all on Saturday and Sunday. And we look forward to talking with you then. Hope you have a fabulous Thursday. Fabulous. I hope it is the best day for you. Hope your relationships all go well. Hope you make a lot of money. I hope you have a relationship with Lord Jesus Christ. And I hope and pray that you are be a blessing to somebody else today. Somebody struggling, got their head down. Give them a lift up. Lift a brother up. Lift a sister up. And say it's going to be okay. And pray for the nation. Pray for the president. Pray for us. If you've got nothing else to pray for, we can use the prayers always. We appreciate that. Thanks so much. I will go out with a little bit of music, and I will see you soon. Take care. God bless.